है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
ऐसे विघ्न व व्यर्थ संकल्प जलाने वाली आत्माओं के प्रति स्वयं परिवर्तन होकर उनके प्रति शुभ भावना रखते चलो। टाइम थोड़ा लगता है, मेहनत थोड़ी लगती है, लेकिन आखिर जो स्व परिवर्तन करता है विजय की माला उसी के गले में पड़ती। शुभ भावना से अगर उसको परिवर्तन कर सकते हो तो करो, नहीं तो इशारा दो। अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी खत्म कर दो और स्व परिवर्तन कर आगे उड़ते चलो। ये विघ्न रूप भी सोने का लगाव का धागा, ये भी उड़ने नहीं देगा। ये बहुत महीन और बहुत सत्यता के पर्दे का धागा है। यही सोचती है ये तो सच्ची बात है ना, ये तो होता ही है ना, ये तो होना नहीं चाहिए ना। लेकिन कब तक देखते, कब तक रोकते रहेंगे। अब तो स्वयं को महीन धागों से भी मुक्त करो। मुक्ति वर्ष इसलिए बाप दादा जो बच्चों की आशय है, उमंग है, उत्साह है, इसके सभी के फंक्शन मनाकर पूरे कर रहे हैं। लेकिन इस वर्ष का अंतिम फंक्शन मुक्ति वर्ष का फंक्शन। अच्छा, आज बहुत वैरायटी ग्रुप है ना। फंक्शन में दादियों को सौगात भी देते हैं ना, तो बाप दादा को इस मुक्त वर्ष के फंक्शन में स्वयं के संपूर्णता की गिफ्ट देना। अच्छा,
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे। रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Inculcate the virtue of sweetness and love in your life, and all other virtues will easily come. The gift of sweetness. Always keep the gift of sweetness with you. Always remain sweet and make others sweet. On the day of Makar Sankranti, that is, the kite flying festival in January, when sweets made of sesame and molasses are shared with everyone. Molasses are mixed with sesame seeds, and this is shared with everyone. This is also a power of the gathering. The sesame seeds represent the point form of the soul, and the molasses is the sweetness. So, when you remain stable in your soul conscious form and eat the sweet of sweetness and share it with others, the gathering becomes united. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakt Parivar. Today's day 10. Inculcate the virtue of sweetness and love in your life, and all other virtues will easily come. Today's topic, the gift of sweetness. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba's very, very sweet children. Baba is sweetest, and we are also sweet. Children of sweet father are also sweet. What is the understanding of sweetness? Sweet person is a kind person, is a gentle person, and very, very loving. So as Baba said that when there is sweetness, there will be all other virtues automatically. But if there is aim to maintain sweetness, sweetness is the gift, right? So how to keep that gift, maintain that gift? I remember that in some places I will go, oh, this is not the place you could smile. I said, why? They say it's taken as you are trying to attract or weakness. I said, oh, really? So you shouldn't be smiling. So same is for sweetness. Most of the people will tell you, it won't work. You have to be strong. You have to be forceful. Your words should be more stronger. Even Baba says that sweet words are like pearls. So sweetness, Baba is saying, is a gift also in the life. And really I should maintain it. I know that many of the things when we were children we had. And as we grow, that speciality is very visible. But everyone says, in the world you have to be like this. Sometimes good to get angry in the world. If you are always sweet, then people won't listen to you, they won't respect you, you will not be able to be successful. So they could keep putting in our head. And then what we do, we keep our gift aside and we say, let us be like what the world is like. So world is unrighteous, is not kind. So they are harsh to each other. They hurt people through words. So gradually one start losing the gift. But remember that this gift from God and maintain it. and it will be most respected and will be very useful, where your words will be like pearls. So homework for tomorrow is that gift of sweetness. Always keep the gift of sweetness with you. I like the word gift. No, because since childhood we have many, many gifts. But also look at your sweetness. Always remain sweet and make others sweet. On the day of Makar Sankranti, so many fly the kite on that festival. So Baba says in January, when sweets are made of sesame seeds and molasses are shared with everyone. Molasses are mixed with sesame seeds, and this is shared with everyone. And they make it little rounds, big balls, flat. So they mix sesame seeds and molasses. And molasses gets melted and then put sesame seeds. So everything becomes like mix. So Baba said this is also the power of gathering. Sesame seed represent the point form of the soul, and the molasses is the sweetness. So when you remain stable in your soul conscious form and eat the sweet of sweetness and share it with others, the gathering will become united. Very interesting. We are together, 10 souls, 12 souls, or even the larger number. And comparison is each one is like a sesame seed. And we want them to stay together. You want something sweet. And sweet like molasses, which melts when you put on fire or there is heat. So whenever there is any, it's like responding in a way of argument. Like we always try to prove that I am right. But I feel if you are right, you are right. You don't have to prove it. So in gathering, generally there is a lot of arguments, discussion, difference of opinion. I remember Brahma Baba used to teach us, everyone gives your opinion. But look at what Baba Shrimat. So Baba Shrimat are like molasses, right? What would Baba wants us to do at this time if we agree to that? Then opinion will be one and gathering will stay also. So it's very, very interesting homework for tomorrow. That look at your gift of sweetness. I think we all have that gift. But maintain it and let it be expressed through your drishti, through your words. Sweet drishti, sweet words will definitely keep us all together in the gathering. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. So how are you doing this evening? Are you all doing great? Are you all sweet? Huh? Are you experiencing sweetness in your nature? and sweetness in your sanskaras, and sweetness in your mind, and sweetness in your heart. You know, if you were to reflect on this word sweet, it's always the metaphor that is used for us to understand sweet is always sugar, saccharin, stevia, what other? Molasses, right? That is it. So it's always things that are sweet. Well, what about if you don't like sweet? The sugar, the molasses, the stevia, the saccharin, all those things. What if you don't like that? Then how are you going to see sweet? How are you going to understand this word sweet? Right? And there was another term that Baba uses, and that is, don't be like salt and water, but be like milk and sugar. And that is, let there be harmony in your relationships. And milk and sugar, the combination, they say the sugar melts in the milk. And so it integrates and it dissolves. But with water and salt, the salt doesn't melt in the water. Actually, the salt remains as salt. And it creates a bitterness, salty water. No, you don't want that. And so I think that what you can do today and all day tomorrow, the rest of tonight when you're doing your chart before you go to sleep, and all day tomorrow, looking at this word sweetness and looking at it to see how it creates a harmonious integration between me and someone else, or even between my own self, my mind, my sanskaras, my heart, however it is that it's showing up with me. Am I integrated? Or is it that my mind is telling me, look, you have to practice this sweetness? But then my intellect is saying, well, I don't like sweet. And I don't know what am I supposed to be practicing here. And then my sanskaras say to me, well, I had so many memories of bitter experiences lying within me. I don't even know where to begin. And then my feelings start saying, you remember this and you remember that, and you remember how you felt. So there is a disharmony there. And so experimenting with the sweetness as integration, like milk and sugar, within my own kingdom, within my own self-sovereign, is going to be something that would make me relate to this word, not just in relation to others, but in relation to myself. And Baba was talking earlier on that the most important thing is self-transformation. So I'll have to look at things like, am I by nature a sweet person? And responding to that question, am I by nature a sweet person? I'll also have to see if I'm going to say yes to being a sweet person, then am I humble? Because the sweet nature wouldn't go without the humility. So am I humble? And is humility showing me my greatness? And then, what is that greatness? What is that greatness? And Baba is saying, it's the gift of sweetness. And so if you see sweetness as a greatness that is lying within you, in your very nature, and that nature is a humble nature, then with that foundation, and we practiced this a few days ago, so it should be very fresh in you. With that foundation, then you start aligning your mind, your intellect, your sanskaras, and your feelings to that nature with a foundation of sweetness and humility. Now, if you do that, then it would require attention. So when I'm speaking to others now, and someone said something to me that I want to react. I don't want to respond. I want to react. And when I'm reacting, it comes suddenly, and I can't control it. So if someone says something to me and I find myself being triggered to react and not respond, then to connect to that sweetness that I'm practicing, the sweetness of my nature, I will then pause. And it's like doing traffic control. There's power in pausing. So in pausing, it's always good to pause before you respond. I will return and reconnect to my nature. And then I would say, how do I respond? How would Baba want me to use this gift of sweetness in the response I'm about to make? And I feel that that really puts us in what Baba describes your state of self-respect. Because the moment I say, how would Baba respond? We've all seen him talking. And every word he speaks, even when he's telling us of things that we are not doing right, he speaks with a lot of sweetness. And he would say to us, you've been doing this, and you have been sending these files to me, and the files are piling up, and you have been having the same complaints. Now I want you to give up those complaints. But he doesn't do it with a finger like that, right? Because when you do your finger like that, there is a shiver that goes, a very subtle shiver that goes down the spine. And that shiver that goes down the spine is fear. You know that person is upset with you and the person is correcting you. But Baba doesn't do that. He tells us it with a lot of wisdom, of course, but a lot of love as well. And he puts us on the pedestal. He puts us on a pedestal. He raises us up in our self-respect first. And then he speaks to us. So he is speaking to us in our self-respect because that's what he wants us to experience from him. And he speaks with a sweetness that we can relate to. And that sweetness makes us love Baba because we know he has our good in his heart. He wants what is good for us, and that's all in his heart for us. Didi ji from Madhuban, of course, it was one Didi ji, and now we have many Didis, but she used to always say that if you have to correct someone, in order to do it with sweetness, don't correct them, because you're going to take the law in your own hand. And every time we take the law in our own hands, we're bitter. We're not sweet. So if someone does something that is not right, and you know as an instrument, you need to bring it to their attention, or as an adult, you need to bring it to the attention of the kid. But before you do that, Didi would always say, before you give a correction, go and sit with Baba and have a connection. And when you have that connection, Baba will give you the power. He will give you the love. And then he will use you as the instrument to transmit it to the person you're about to speak to and draw the attention to something that they need to know about. So for me, that is also sweetness. The sweetness is the refined way that we behave with others when we have to tell them something that's not nice. And can I choose words that are so loving and full of respect for others as I'm telling them something that may be bitter for them to hear? But the sweetness of my tone, the patience in my eyes, the understanding smile on my lips would make them feel safe. And in that safety of my presence, they would not just listen to what I have to say, but those words will touch them so deeply that it would transform them. And they would be forever grateful to you for having done that to them. So sweetness is a gift from God. So let's use it in a worthwhile way. Let's use it to make ourselves be worthy of this gift. And let us also use it for others so that they can be worthy of this gift. I'll end with, the festival that was connected today to sweetness was the festival that I think is celebrated all over the world, and they call it different things. But it's the festival of flying kites. And I don't know how many of you grew up flying kites. But the thing about flying kites is that you had to sometimes, it's easy now. You go and you buy the kite. And the kite is sold, and it's very beautiful. They make it so beautiful in different sizes. But long ago, when I was growing up, it wasn't just you bought the kite. You had to be part of making the kite. And in making the kite, there was a sweetness in the relationship of your cousins and of your friends, and if you all get together and you would be on this field about to fly the kite, and the kite would be made, and you get to choose the colors, and you get to choose, whatever it is you want, the shape. And then you start flying this kite, and you could see the children's eyes, how curious and how, oh my gosh, is my kite going to go up? But once it gets up, there was this, achievement, success, accomplishment on their faces. And so, but there is something else that if the process is one of sweetness in relationships, sweetness in, this great feeling when your kite goes up and stays up. But there's also another element of flying kites, and that is competition, right? The thing about it, they want to cut other people's kites down. And so this thing about sweetness is living and let others live. Fly your kite as high as you want, but let others fly their kite as high as they want. And you do not have to cut someone else's kite down for your kite to fly high. And so remember that that's not sweetness. That's not extending the gift of sweetness. And this is why Baba says there shouldn't, when there is sweetness, there's cooperation. When there is bitterness, there is competition. And so cooperation means the higher I fly, the higher I want others to fly. Okay, so have a sweet day tomorrow, flying your kites, and harmonize yourself within. And remember, when you respond, go into a pause and make sure before responding, you draw power from Baba so that Baba gives you the strength, the love, the respect with which you can be sweet to others. Om Shanti.
संगम युग का वर्षा यही है, शिव से मिलन मनाना। समय श्वास संकल्प सभी सेवा में लगाना। पवित्रता बरसाए जग में, पवित्रता बरसाए जग में। फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी, फरिश्ता झलक तुम्हारी। शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको, शिव पिता ने दी है तुमको। श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी, श्रीमत कितनी प्यारी। बच्चों, प्यारे बच्चों।
अगर समझा होता अब इतनी अव्यक्त वाणियां चल चुकी हैं तो कितना परिवर्तन हो गया होता। तो वो बात तीर की तरह से नहीं लगी। हमारे जो अंदर छिपे हुए हमारे शत्रु हैं, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार, ईर्ष्या, द्वेष इत्यादि, उनके ही तो लिए तीर हैं मुरली में। कोई बात किसी दुश्मन के लिए, कोई बात किसी दुश्मन के लिए, कोई बात किसी दुश्मन के लिए। लेकिन हमने मुरली सुन ली और हम वहीं के वहीं रहे। जमीन जुम्बद में जुम्बद गुल मोहम्मद, वही वाली बात रही। जमीन तो हिल गई, हम वहीं के वहीं बैठे रहे। पृथ्वी तो सारा चक्कर लगाई सूरज के आसपास और हम वहीं के वहीं, तो वही बात हो गई। तो इसलिए अगर वो जितनी भी हम मुरली सुनते हैं, उसको सुनने के बाद हमें ऐसा महसूस होना चाहिए कि ये हमारे लिए थी और आज इस बात से हमारा ये शत्रु मारा गया। वो सारी जो महाभारत पढ़ते हैं हम, महाभारत में क्या आज अश्वत्थामा मारा गया, आज फलाना मारा गया, आज फलाना मारा गया। तो हमारे अंदर का कौन मारा गया इस महाभारत में? अगर कोई मारा नहीं गया तो भगवान जी के तीर सारे ही व्यर्थ गए। हमारे ऊपर तो एक भी न चला। कवच तो पहनना चाहिए माया के विरुद्ध, और हमने मुरली के विरुद्ध ही कवच पहन लिया। उसका एक तीर भी हमें न लगा, उल्टा कवच पहन लिया हमने। किसके प्रति पहनना चाहिए कि माया की गोली हम न लगे। और बाबा की बात तो हमें ऐसी लगे कि जो अंदर छिपा हुआ बिल्कुल गहराई में, हमें पता भी नहीं कि ये चीज है, लगे कि आज मैं हल्का हो गया, आज मेरी ये मुसीबत टल गई। एक मिसाल देते हैं कि एक बच्चा पैदा हुआ, मां को बड़ा कष्ट हुआ उसके पैदा होते ही, तो उसके बाप ने उसका नाम रख दिया मुसीबत हुसैन। मुसीबत हुसैन कि जब ये पैदा हुआ उसके बाद भी कई विघ्न आए, उसमें कई कठिनाइयां आई, तो उसका नाम रख दिया मुसीबत हुसैन। तो हम लोग भी रोज कोई ना कोई, कभी काम की मुसीबत, कभी क्रोध की मुसीबत, कभी लोभ की मुसीबत, कभी इस परिस्थिति की मुसीबत, कभी उस परिस्थिति की मुसीबत, गोया मुसीबत हुसैन बने हुए हम। तो वो खत्म कैसे हो हमारी मुसीबत? और हमारी खुशकिस्मत कैसे आए? किस्मत, लोग कहते हैं हमारी किस्मत, किस्मत का क्या मतलब? किस मत, किसके मत पर चलते हो? तुम्हारी किस्मत, शिव बाबा के मत पर चलो तो तुम्हारी किस्मत बनेगी। तुम किसी और की मत पर चलते हो तो तुम्हारी और, जिसकी मत पर चलते हो वैसे किस्मत बनती है। इसलिए अगर हम पहले मन में ये धारण कर लें कि जो बाबा की वाणी है, मुरली है, वो जो हमने सुनी, हम आपको एक मिसाल दें। दिल्ली में एक सेंटर पर एक बिजनेसमैन आता था, बुजुर्ग। तो मम्मा आई हुई थी दिल्ली में, तो वहां की जो टीचर थी उसने उस भाई को, जो बिजनेसमैन था, उसको मम्मा से मिलाने के लिए अपॉइंटमेंट मम्मा से ली। और उसकी प्रॉब्लम क्या थी? उसकी पत्नी जो थी वो पवित्र रहना चाहती थी, और वो भाई बुजुर्ग होने के बावजूद भी उसको छोड़ता नहीं था। झगड़ा होता था रोज घर में, उसके रास्ते में विघ्न डालता था। तो वो समझा दिया टीचर ने, उससे समझा नहीं वो। तो उन्होंने समझा कि मम्मा इसको समझाएगी तो शायद इसकी समझ में बात बैठ जाए। तो उसने मम्मा को कहा कि मम्मा इसकी ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये इसकी धर्मपत्नी है, ये उसका पति है, पहले से बता दिया था कि आप इसको थोड़ा समझाना, ये ठीक हो जाए तो इनका सारा परिवार ज्ञान में चल पड़ेगा। तो मम्मा ने उसको समझाया, एक बात समझाए मम्मा कि देखो ये अंतिम जन्म है, बाप कहता है अंतिम जन्म का भी अब थोड़ा सा समय है, तो बच्चे थोड़े से समय के लिए बाप की बात नहीं मानेंगे, पवित्र नहीं बनेंगे, जन्म जन्मांतर के लिए सुख शांति का खजाना नहीं प्राप्त करेंगे। अच्छा आप समझा? मम्मा थोड़ी देर के बाद उसको कहे, वो ऐसे सिर हिला दे, मुख से ना यहां भी ना बोले, बिल्कुल 180 डिग्री में सिर हिला। मैं भी बैठा हुआ था पास में, तो मम्मा बहुत हंसे। मम्मा बहुत मधुर थी, बहुत प्यार से समझाती। हम लोगों में से कोई होता तो कहता है ये मूढ़मती आदमी है, समझता तो है नहीं, हमारा काहे दिमाग, इसकी चलो भाई ये इसकी छुट्टी करो, दूसरा आदमी मिलाओ, टाइम जा रहा है। तो मम्मा हंसती थी, मम्मा एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रही थी उस पर। तो वो कहता है कि नहीं मैं नहीं समझा, मुस्कुराते हुए सिर नीचे ऐसे कर देते। फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद कहे, क्यों नहीं समझते हो? स्वर्ग का राज मिलता है, ये क्या है इसमें रखा है। फिर दूसरी बात मम्मा सुनाए उसको, फिर के अच्छा अब तो समझे, फिर ऐसे कर दे। 4 5 6 बातें मम्मा ने अपने तीर छोड़े, लेकिन उसको एक भी तीर लगा नहीं। फिर भी वो यही बात कहे। टाइम हो रहा था क्लास का, मम्मा ने क्लास कराने जाना था, तो मम्मा ने कहा अच्छा बच्चे सोचना।
Om Shanti Avyakt Parivar. So tomorrow is Sunday and our schedule from Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. 6 o'clock meditation will start, followed by Hindi Sakar Murli, followed by meditation Bhog offering, and then English Avyakt Murli until 9:30 a.m. And then in the evening, 6 o'clock, we will have meditation followed by Hindi series, English series, and Avyakti journey. Welcome to Avyakti journey. Avyakt Murlis from 1969, multi-million fold fortune and blessings.
Om Shanti. Avyakt Murli, 12th of July 1972. With the awareness of dying alive, remain beyond of the consciousness of a householder. And that was in the half Kumar's Bhakti. Just as you come into contact and relationship with the brothers and sisters at the centers and have that spiritual drishti and attitude, do you also come into connection with those other souls in the same way? Or do you move along with your rights of the previous birth? Day by day, your stage and your awareness are becoming more and more elevated, are they not? Until you have made your stage and awareness elevated and transform them according to the time, how can you claim an elevated status? You saw Sakar Baba. Did he have the attitude, vision, or awareness of the relations being Lokik even in his dreams? So you have to follow the Father, do you not? Were those Lokik relations not living with him? So whilst living together, all of you also have to have courage to move along with this attitude and awareness. What transformation will you bring about from this bhakti before you go? To finish the name and trace of being half Kumars. Just as the form of anything that goes into a furnace is transformed, in the same way, in this bhakti, finish the awareness of your being a half Kumar or a householder and have the awareness that you are a Brahma Kumar and a trustee to serve those souls who are the instruments. Make this awareness strong before you go. This is the transformation of the bhakti. Have you filled yourself with this much power? Or will you become a householder when you return home? Now, do not consider them to be your family, pravritti, but have the attitude of remaining beyond the consciousness, parvritti, attitude beyond, of being a householder. That is, stay away from the consciousness of a householder. Only if you go from here having created such a stage will the non-Jnani souls be able to experience from your activity, your words and your eyes, your stage of being loving and detached. Until now, whilst living amidst the world, you are not able to give people of the world the experience of being detached and loving because your consciousness has not become so detached. Because of not being detached, you are not so loving either. Anything loving automatically attracts others towards itself. So whilst living amidst the world, if you create such a unique stage, you will automatically create the stage of being loving. Such a loving stage will naturally attract other souls towards you. Even now, because you do not have the stage of being a detached and loving that you should have in your visible way, you still have to make effort. You still have to reveal yourself. If it is visible, you do not have to make effort to reveal it. So now, put that elevated stage in the visible practice. Up to now, it has been incognito. Om Shanti.
Inculcate the virtue of sweetness and love in your life, and all other virtues will easily come. The gift of sweetness. Always keep the gift of sweetness with you. Always remain sweet and make others sweet. On the day of Makar Sankranti, molasses are mixed with sesame seeds, and this is shared with everyone. This is also a power of the gathering. The sesame seeds represent the point form of the soul, and the molasses is the sweetness. So, when you remain stable in your soul conscious form and eat the sweet of sweetness and share it with others, the gathering becomes united.
जीवन में मधुरता और स्नेह का गुण धारण कर लो तो दूसरे सब गुण सहज आ जाएंगे। मधुरता की सौगात मधुरता की सौगात सदा साथ रखना, सदा मीठा रहना और मीठा बनाना। जैसे मकर संक्रांति के यादगार में तिल के साथ मीठा मिलाकर खाते हैं, यह भी संगठन की शक्ति दिखाई है। तिल आत्मा के बिंदु स्वरूप का और मिठाई मधुरता का। तो जब आप आत्मिक स्थिति में स्थित रहे, मधुरता की मिठाई खाते और खिलाते हो तो संगठन एक हो जाता है। ओम शांति।
मधुर रागिनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा, शीतल चांदनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा। मधुर रागिनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा, शीतल चांदनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा। निर्मल सी गंगा, उज्ज्वल सी यमुना, निर्मल सी गंगा, उज्ज्वल सी यमुना, परम पावनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा। मधुर रागिनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा, शीतल चांदनी सा तेरा प्यार बाबा।
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.